So nice, colorful sign, man.
Thanks, man.
You have a great day, man.
You too, man.
Appreciate it. People know exactly what's going on because, like, for the most part,
Are you
it's
for
wrong.
us or against us?
We're gonna show you the side of Jacksonville that they don't want you to see. Well, guys, we just entered the city limits of Jacksonville, and as soon as you enter the city limits, you're practically in a large homeless camp. You can see there's a needle cap right here, and right off the bat, as soon as you walk into the city limits of Jacksonville, this is what we're finding. So the city of Jacksonville has an individual officer, from what I've been told, talking to the homeless people in this little area. And they're very nice people. I've talked to a few of the homeless people right here in this little area. They don't seem like bad people. They seem like good people to me. Just, you know, you can have a conversation with them. They're just decent people. They say yes, sir, yes, ma'am. And very respectful, decent people that I've met out here. And what they're telling me is that here in Jacksonville, they're actually being trespassed by a particular police officer to find camps like this to dismantle them. You can tell really by the amount of scars on these trees how many camps have been here in these woods over the years. As usual, a woman's purse. Likely this purse came from a vehicle break-in or burglary. Spray paint cans that are used for huffing to get high. And if you look carefully on the canopy of these forests, they actually have homeless tree houses. Now, this has to be one of the most interesting things I've found in homeless camps so far. And it is a tree house. And way up on top of here in these woods in the middle of the city of Jacksonville, you have a homeless tree house in the middle of the woods. Quite literally the craziest thing I've seen so far in a homeless camp. Going to be the top of the list of interesting things we've seen here. Made out of shopping carts and debris and tree and wood. This homeless person, maybe for their safety, maybe so they don't have to deal with animals on the ground, has decided to make a tree house. That's some pretty crazy crap right there. A homeless treehouse. I've seen some crazy crap doing these YouTube videos, but this right here is quite literally remarkable. I'm gonna guess if the police officer who was assigned to go after the homeless camps is, let's say, morbidly obese or something, or just not that healthy, he is not gonna be able to bother the homeless person that's living up there. But despite that, you can tell that this homeless camp city was a collection of tree houses if you look very carefully. And you can tell simply by the fact that up there, at some point, there were many more tree houses here. You can actually tell that there are, you know, parts of wood going up as high as 40, I'm gonna say exactly 40 feet high, right up to there. These are all homeless tree houses. One, to keep away from the flooding, and two, the animals, and of course the police officers that are coming in here and tearing apart these camps. They were able to tear out the first one, but they're already working on making another, and it looks like because this area floods, it's unattractive for developers. You know, if a piece of land like this floods and it's low-lying and floody, it's no longer attractive for real estate investors, so the chances of a developer coming in here are practically non-existent. But by going with these tree huts up there, they're able to live in these flooded swamps without having to worry about the main problem that this land site would have, which is flooding. You can actually see how here there was another one right here. You can see the beam. And this is what's happening in most of the homeless camps in Florida. The law enforcement comes in and makes them have to tear it down, which means that the homeless people have to get ever and ever creative in finding ways to be out of the reach of law enforcement. All right, man. So we're in Jacksonville, Florida. It's all good, I understand. So we're inside of a homeless camp here.
But
So we're in Jacksonville, Florida. My man, how difficult is it? I mean, pretty much you're living on a bank of a creek. I'm sure there's high land somewhere that's safer than this and doesn't flood. Why are the homeless people being forced to live in a place that's crazy?
because no matter where we go, the police come and kick us out. And not everybody's a drug addict. Not everybody is here because of their own addictions. People are here are forced. Like some people got hurt.
Yeah.
Some people can't work. So on and so forth.
You got elderly people that I've seen people out here missing a leg or something, you know, and they can't get no disability.
And if they try to fly a sign, whatever, just to make some money to eat, they stop them from doing that because they said right away, panhandling or whatever.
Right.
But they don't only mess with us about where we live, they mess with us about how us in general. If we go by a business, a group of businesses, the property manager puts us with
list, trespassing list.
I just had that happen 2 days ago.
Yeah. So I mean, there's so much dry land in Jacksonville. They're making developments and houses and stuff. I mean, if it were to flood or the rain level would come up a little bit, you're underwater.
Oh yeah, this was underwater last night.
Wow.
All that was under.
I see that in the woods. People have made like,
right here.
Yep.
All the mud here was all underwater last night. Luckily, she had a high place.
Oh, she's so cute.
And I had my green chair here.
Yeah.
She slept here because of how high it went.
That's how high the water went.
Yeah.
So you realize that like if there was a rain, you guys could pretty much drown.
Oh yeah. It's easy to get caught up underwater here.
Yeah.
And that's why me and her we're packing up to try to find a better place where.
There were tree houses in the woods. Did the cops come and knock those down?
Yes.
How long ago did they do that?
Like 6 months. Like 6 months to a year.
6 months to a year ago. So obviously they made.
Officer of the task force.
Yeah.
He's so hard on us because his son OD'd and died.
Right.
Because being going to a homeless camp and they got him fentanyl and they left him there to die. So he has a big
Gotcha.
old,
So it's like a personal vendetta against homeless people.
Yeah.
He'll cut your tents.
He'll cut your tents.
If you're not here when he comes through, he'll cut the tents.
Yeah.
Like he would tell you got 20 minutes to pack your stuff. 10 minutes later, he's telling us to leave or we're getting arrested for trespassing.
Yeah.
It's just
Gotcha.
it's a lot harder than what it has to be.
Are there alligators here?
Oh yeah, there's gators here. We watch some almost every night. Like we see manatees, we see gators, we see snakes.
Oh, that's pretty cool, manatees.
We see a lot of things in here. Like she had a manatee swim up to her.
Cool.
But we were sitting under the bridge because it was raining one day.
Yeah.
And a snake come up and just looked at us.
Oh,
like this.
snap.
And it's crazy here. Like over there. Norton just came through, kicked everybody out there yesterday.
Yeah.
And one of our friends, he tried to say in Duval, he is trespassing from any woods in Duval because that's his district, which is you can't trespass somebody if he never been there.
Yeah.
So he's trying to scare him, say he's automatically trespassing our camp.
Yeah.
That happens to her all the time. Every time we go to a store to get a drink or whatever,
Yeah.
someone digs in her stuff.
They're going. Wow.
I don't even have a record.
She helps so many people. That it will fit, but she gets stole from.
Yeah. So like out here, like other homeless people are a threat to you guys, pretty much.
Yeah, about stealing your stuff.
Yeah. What solution could there be to this situation? Because, I mean, I'm sure if you guys were trying to get a lease, they would say you have a criminal record for trespassing. So you couldn't go and get an apartment right now if you wanted to. If you had the money, they still probably wouldn't lease you the apartment.
No.
Because you have a bunch of trespassing charges, right? Yeah.
I haven't been arrested yet.
Gotcha.
But I do have a record.
Yeah.
Because I have to.
I got you. So, if you had enough money for a place, you probably couldn't get the lease regardless.
No. Because once you get a record, you won't pass the background check.
You won't pass the background check for most apartments.
Lawson actually the coolest cop. out in Jacksonville. 'Cause he was nice. He got us tested.
So if you notice, she said some cops will come and they'll slice your tent, so you have to leave, and other cops with their own money will put you in a hotel to help you. So you can't just generalize that all police are against homeless people.
One day, how many days was it? He paid $350.
Yeah, he paid for 3 nights for
To
us.
help
so that we
you.
could take showers.
So you guys, there are officers who, out of their own money.
That's the only one we found.
Cool.
Officer Sealoss.
And
Yeah.
his jurisdiction was actually right there off of Morris and Firestone.
That's where we were. And
Yeah.
we had to come.
So that's
Well, you gotta keep in mind too, like they got a job, and a lot of times, like I know you said somebody had a personal vendetta, and I already talked to another homeless person who told me the same thing.
Yeah, it's Norton.
Norton, that's the same name I've had. Yeah.
I've heard that all the way
he
from
was
So-
driving around through here today,
Yeah.
taking people out.
And he's got an undercover truck. Somebody told me.
Yeah, it's a silver. I'm not silver. Very Silverado.
Right, Silverado. So now,
Like
What
we
solution-
went up through this way on Publix and
Yeah.
hit Youngerman. There's
Yeah.
camps out there on Youngerman when you take a left.
Yeah.
Right across the street from Sam's Club is one.
yeah,
That's where he's going to go fuck with next.
gotcha.
Yeah, I want a job.
So like they move you,
But it's hard with the moving.
yeah, with the moving.
The more we have to move, the more it's like, how am I supposed
Yeah,
to?
we
Like,
can't-
Wendy's is hiring right now. I
Yeah.
can go to Wendy's. Papa John's, I bet
We
that is
can't
hiring. I
say
Yeah.
used to work for
no
them.
longer by, they say, Florida state law, you can't camp more than 7 days.
I only
Gotcha.
went homeless. I owned my own home. I had a.
I used to own a home too, and now I rent. I had to sell it. I couldn't make it.
hotel, basically.
Yeah.
Because
I couldn't find work where I was living in Naples.
Landlord, I could say.
Yeah.
I owned the trailer, but he owned the land.
Yeah,
He was selling the land,
yeah,
and I couldn't move that trailer. That's
yeah.
why It was.
It's a scam overall. That the whole
It was an 81, so it would fall apart.
the whole thing where you own where you pay for the lot rent, that's a scam too. And a lot of the older people that move to Florida, they fall for that, and they don't realize that they can jack up your rent whenever they feel like it.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
So if you could say a
75.
message to the people that are evicting you guys and just don't understand what you guys are going through, what would that short message be?
Let us find sanctuary and be able to stay put so we can get our lives back on track.
Okay. Do you think that, let's say if you guys got evicted from here, you would grab all your crap and move to another adjacent property?
That's what we're doing now.
Well, that was kind of rude of me. How many times have you guys had to move like that?
Like, this like the 5th?
This is the 5th time.
We're from Harlem.
Okay. Harlem?
Yeah.
Harlow.
Harlow. Where's...
It's on
Okay.
off 103rd, yeah.
Gotcha. I live in Sarasota, so I'm not familiar with the Duval.
So,
Someone stole my stuff, so that's why
Yeah.
this is a mess.
Right.
I'm trying to go through it, and I'm
like
trying to
I'm
clean
in my
up.
predicament
trash,
because I
because
got
I don't
hurt
want
last
trash
year.
in the
Almost
water.
lost my arm.
Okay.
She's in the predicament
Yeah.
because
I
of
had-
people lying on her and
I got in COVID.
Yeah, I get it.
COVID.
We all got
I
our
was living
issues.
at a friend's house, and my ex-boyfriend sent pictures. of
So
me.
you know, like now, have you guys seen homeless? Like all the other counties, like Volusia County and Daytona, and Melbourne, which is Brevard County, they're doing the same thing they're doing here, but on an even bigger scale. Have a lot of homeless people from those counties come over here?
I don't know. That we had somebody
Yeah.
said they walked from Hawthorne one night, but
Wow.
I don't know.
Yeah, they're not in those little towns like that. They'll make you disappear if you don't.
Yeah,
Like Hawthorne and all those little towns, they'll make you
I'm
disappear.
surprised.
So a lot of people will say, "Oh, it's like the big cities that have a homeless problem, right?" But then what they don't realize is, at least in the big cities, they don't make you
They
disappear.
can't
Like,
even fly a sign.
we can't do nothing. They're not trying to make
Well,
it where we
put-
don't make no
they
way
put
to make no money.
Yeah.
I guess, is it called an ordinance?
it's an ordinance, yeah.
Something about
Panhandling.
Yeah,
There's still guys out there. There's a guy out there in a wheelchair.
and they're arresting people now.
Yeah,
I think
Yeah,
that's
like-
stupid. It's like we're not
Like Clay
bothering
County
nobody.
has a no
We're not-
camping ordinance.
yeah.
So we can't even go over to get out north.
That's what I'm
They go
saying.
right over
So
there.
Clay County, they're like, "Oh, we don't have any homeless people." You're right on the edge of Clay County. You're right on the border.
And they don't have no camping ordinance. So you can get in trouble
Yeah,
right as soon as you start camping over there.
yeah.
Only place that you can go camping in Clay County is Keystone Heights, and that's Gold Hair.
There's nothing there. Yeah,
it's
that's like just
$20
horrible.
$20.
You'll die out there pretty much.
Oh yeah, it's like there's nothing out there. It's
Yeah.
nothing but woods.
There's no problem with us getting a job because he just had a job. He just has to find another tire place.
Yeah,
The moving,
I had to
he
get
said
to
when
a
we move-
permanent place. I
Yeah.
can't. I miss so much work if we have to keep moving.
gotcha.
Yeah, that's why he lost his life.
Cause look, I'm not going to make her move all this by herself.
I get you, man.
That'd be wrong.
Someone-
Do you
Wait,
need all
someone
this stuff
lived-
to live out here?
It's
Like, how much do you really need to
a
be?
lot of
I'm
these
getting
clothes
rid
she
of some of
sells.
it.
A lot of these clothes she ends up selling or giving to somebody that needs.
Needs it, yeah.
Yeah.
But see, like right
I
now, you
found
guys,
those clothes
but you
behind
guys
the
got to
shelves.
focus on yourselves right now too, you know.
I
Yeah,
found
like
them.
clothes, drones.
Yeah, but see, right
I have a
now,
heart,
but
so-
see, right now, you gotta care for yourself. Like, you guys, right, and just being like honest and fair, you guys need to worry about yourselves right now and not other people. Because right now, what you guys are living breaks my heart, you know.
What she,
That's why
And I'm not a
trying to figure it out.
judgmental person,
Someone
like-
stole my stuff, so they made a mess. Like,
And I appreciate you sharing with me. I hope you have a
problem.
beautiful day and stay strong, brother.
you too.
Appreciate it, man. What's up, guys? We're here on the streets of Jacksonville, meeting friends, making new friends, checking out. At this homeless camp, all the homeless people told me the same story. There's a police officer here in Jacksonville who has a personal vendetta against homeless people because his son overdosed, and he's been making their lives pure misery. Well, something along the lines of the person overdosed in a homeless camp and nobody reported the bodies. There's a police officer here in Jacksonville who has a personal bandana, and he's using his badge to go after these homeless people. And I will tell you this, while these people are definitely going through some hard times and difficult situations, they were decent people. They invited me into their camps. We talked on and off camera, more than just what we recorded. And I was able to gather that while they were going through some difficult situations, there were definitely some decent people. While I was talking to the homeless people, some people drove by in their cars and gave us very nasty looks, as if we were nothing. Normally I keep a nice clean shave and I look good, but because I'm going into these homeless camps, I don't shave for a few days, so I don't look as presentable as I usually do. So I look a little rougher than usual on purpose, because to go in these homeless camps, I don't want to look like a millionaire. Well, I almost fade in with the homeless people, and I saw one particular lady in a little car drive by, and the way she looked at me was the most disgusting and disparaging look I've ever got my whole life. And I realized something, that people who have a Honda or a Toyota might feel that they're better than somebody who's on the side of the road. Little does this woman know that I probably have more money and better acquisitions than she ever will. But she just judged me because I was standing next to these homeless people and gave me a nasty, despairing look. So the humiliation that these people go through out here is kind of difficult. And I've learned a lot from these people. I entered these camps armed and afraid, worried for my safety. And I met some of the nicest, kindest, most generous people I've ever met. Despite the fact that these people are homeless, they all share their food, they all help each other, and they even help stray animals when they find them, which goes to show that deep down, even if they have bad habits or they're doing things that are illegal at times, deep down, they're not bad people. They have good intentions, and they have something that a lot of us don't have, which is compassion for our fellow man. Without knowing who I was, they let me walk into their home, share with me their time, their friendship, and despite the fact they have nothing materially, they do have something in their heart. And I'm not going to sit here and judge them for their actions. Maybe they do have addictions, maybe they do have bad habits, but they have something the rest of us don't. They have a community that looks out for each other, and they really look out for each other. They help each other, they care for each other, and even if it's little food that they have, they all share it amongst each other. And the camaraderie between these homeless people left me wondering, what if my neighbors were as friendly and kind as these people? Because to be honest with you, I've had neighbors in the past that, despite having cars, houses, and a lot of material acquisitions, were some of the most unbearable people to live with on earth. To me, these are just good people that are going through some hard times. And like we've seen, even cops and police officers and people in law enforcement, even their families, even law enforcement officers end up losing their family members to addiction, which just goes to show that at the end of the day, there's no difference between somebody wearing a badge and somebody sleeping on the street. We're all humans. We all have our faults and imperfections. The people that I met today, if they had properties and were living next door to me, they'd make great neighbors, because they really are considerate, helpful, and kind people. They genuinely care about other people and animals, and they have good intentions. This is the small town of Hawthorne. If you remember, they mentioned that somebody had walked from Hawthorne to Jacksonville. And a lot of times these little small towns like Hawthorne, that these little small counties in Florida and small towns are dumping their homegrown homeless population on the big cities. Look at Jacksonville over there. They're full of crime and homelessness. Look at the big cities. The big cities are horrible. Our small town, we take care of our own. No, you don't. You're dumping all your homeless people on the big city. So a lot of these small towns, they want to pretend like, you know, oh, we don't have a homeless problem here. It's the big city. No, you dumped your homeless problem onto the big city. Don't have a homeless problem on our small little town. Don't have a homeless problem in our small little town. No, homeless people know we ain't gonna give them crap around here. They know we ain't gonna help them.